What's going on, everybody? Here to tell you a little bit about my first 7 months as a realtor. I'm Xavier Jones. I'm with the eXp Realty, All-American Group out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. But I do service all of North Carolina. So, how did I hit 1.9 million in sales volume in my first 7 months? Let me tell you about it. Let me tell you about all my experiences so far and why I love what I do. Well, let me tell you why I chose the brokerage I chose. I'm a realtor with eXp Realty, one of the fastest growing brokerages in the world. Let's be real. One of the fastest growing brokerages in the world. I mean, just based off of their business model, alone, it was amazing. You come in knowing that you can own a piece of the company, own stock within the company. You can make money passively through revenue share. It's just like those little things like that meant a lot to me whenever I thought about the fact that, instead of having to 100% actively sell, I could also make passive income with the things that I'm doing in general. Because, think about it. How many of your friends that you may know that might be getting into the business that, I'm trying to find a brokerage to go to. I'm not sure what to do. And, you're like, okay, you send them somewhere, but, other brokerages, you might not see anything in return for that. But here at eXp, that's one of the beautiful things about it. Like, you actually have an opportunity to make money off of revenue share. But that's a video for another time. In the beginning, it was kind of hard for me because I didn't really know what to do, and I was all over the place. I was doing all these different things, just kind of ripping and running every time my phone went off. And I realized really fast that can get very expensive just based off of gas and things of that nature alone. So I had to really kind of revamp what it was that I was doing and how I was going to grow my business, because I knew at that rate, I was going to spend more money than I was making. So, I took a real look at what I was doing and said, all right, first and foremost, I need a schedule. I got to get this, schedule together on what my day looks like and make the most out of my time. One thing we have to realize, we only got 24 hours a day, and they claim that you're supposed to use 8 of it to sleep. So now you're down to 16 hours that you're supposed to do things. And if you have a family, that's it's at least half of that time almost right there. So, let's just say you got 8 hours to work. How do you break that down? How does that look whenever you're actually sitting here trying to, grow a business? Well, for me, one thing that I started doing, once I said, all right, I need a schedule, I need some kind of routine, something that, just kind of helps keep me focused and grounded on what, my goals are. So when I wake up in the morning, I'll pull out my computer or my phone, I'll get on the MLS and just kind of see what's going on in the market, like if there's any new listing, if there's any new expireds, anything coming soon or something like that, just so I know what's in my market, so I know how to maneuver or answer questions about the market when they're asked to me. After that, I'll typically go and take a look at my CRM and see what, is going on with the clients that I'm already working with, just kind of take a look at that objectively as far as, all right, who do I need to start pushing certain things to? How do I schedule my afternoon after my morning? Kind of go from there. I'm one of those agents that, doesn't do cold calling. I don't do door knocking or anything like that. I've very much leaned more into my sphere of influence in social media as far as how I gain my leads and kind of generate business. Now, I'm not saying that to say that's the only means of growth that I've used or the only means of trying to actually grow my business. I've used different things like OpCity leads, which is owned by Realtor.com, and actual Realtor.com leads to kind of help grow my business as well. So I've learned, that for one, OpCity can be very expensive. It can be very, very expensive. But if you're not doing any business at the time, you have to make some money somehow. So I'd rather take $1 than none. You know what I mean? So I went into that understanding that, hey, this isn't going to be a forever thing as far as like using Obsidy as my single source or only source of obtaining leads in business. But I also knew that, hey, I got to turn $1 because, I mean, you don't get paid until you close the transaction. So did that route. Everything kind of worked out pretty good. That's how I ended up with my first sale, to be quite honest. Working with this one family, man, I never forget them. You know, it's an amazing story of a son and his parents. They were looking for a place. You know, they weren't really tied to any specific location. So I've shown them stuff like all over the state of North Carolina. We finally found that one place that they fell in love with. You know, we put our offer in, and like magic, here we are. They walked in with a good amount of equity into their home, which is good for them because, you know, if they ever wanted to make any kind of changes or kind of needed to do some things, they had something to pull from that would help them, you know, basically in those times of need. So, you know, moving on from that, one of my largest transactions was actually with a good friend of mine. You know, we were able to purchase a $440,000 home for them up in the Raleigh-Durham area. You know, so just keep in mind, like I said, I travel. Even though I'm in Fayetteville, I will travel for you. I will travel for you. We'll become family during the whole process. So please, you know, just that's also me just kind of explaining to you that, you know, I am willing to come to you and help you in whatever it is that you're trying to do with your real estate goals. Keep that in mind. Call me. Currently today, I am sitting with 9 transactions under my belt as of, you know, my 7-month mark, totaling $1,908,500 in sales volume. I don't know personally if that's like over the top, considering other people when they start, but for me, we're just going to speak on me. I think that's pretty fantastic for a brand new agent. I mean, it's not been easy. It's been a lot of long days, a lot of hard work, a lot of driving around, a lot of showing, just a lot of time and energy put into the business. But, you know, as my business has grown or started to grow over the time, you know, I've seen where it's not me putting in as much effort, so to speak. I won't say that I don't put in effort at all, but I haven't had to do as much as I did in the very beginning because, again, in the beginning, I'm just starting out. Nobody knows me. Nobody knows what I do. Nobody knows what I'm capable of. And, you know, some people at that point in time, especially when you're brand new, they're kind of reluctant to kind of reach out to you because they don't know if you're capable of handling something like that. So luckily I've had, you know, some people that trusted me enough to say, all right, I'm gonna take that leap of faith and step out there with you and see what we can find. And right now it's working out great. As I said, you know, I've leaned more into like attracting clients to me as opposed to actively going out and purposely gaining leads on my own through video. Video seems to be kind of the next big wave that everybody's kind of getting involved with, which is nothing wrong with it because now people get a chance to see your face, feel like they can connect with you as opposed to just a phone call or a letter in the mail or whatever the case may be. They're kind of getting a feel for your personality and how you conduct and carry yourself through that video. So I've leaned more into that. I mean, that's not my only source, obviously. But at the same time, you know, I just know that I wasn't one of those big people about cold calling. Like, for one, I ain't gonna lie, it kind of terrified me. Like, I mean, just randomly calling people and just saying, hey, you wanna buy or sell a house? I mean, not saying that it doesn't work because there's a lot of successful people out here who's been able to do that as part of their business model, and they're very, very successful at it. So there's no knock on them. I'm just saying there's more than one way to skin a cat, in the old saying. But one thing I will tell you that is very important, especially starting out as a new agent, that you really should focus on and take your time to figure out is, what are your goals? What is it that you're working for? What is it that you're working towards? Because you'll find out very quickly that you can go out here and do whatever, but I mean, if you don't have anything that you're working towards, like, or any goals set for yourself, like, how do you know if you're growing or getting better? How do you know if you're where you need to be? How do you know if you're going to be able to make those payments that you need to make, rent, mortgage, bills, take care of your family, I mean, or even just your leisure items? How do you know you're going to be able to do that if you haven't set obtainable goals for yourself? Me personally, I set very aggressive goals for myself for the simple fact that, I knew that I wanted a lot of things. I wanted a lot of nice things. I wanted to be able to provide those things for my family as well, and, not feel like I'm stressing about what's happening next. So setting those larger goals, what I wanted to do for the entire year, helped me set smaller goals throughout the year to give me landmarks to know that I'm on track. And I constantly have to keep going back month after month, sitting down with my team leader and just look at those objectively and say, all right, here's where I am. Here's how far behind I am, or here's how far ahead I am. And just kind of made adjustments based off of those numbers and what I've seen so far. So, goal setting. Set goals. Make sure you have a good schedule that helps you obtain those goals, and stay focused. Stay focused on what the prize is. Make you a vision board. Look at that every day. Even if you are the type to cold call, even if you are the type to go door knock, if you're the type to make videos, if you're the type that, just has other methods of building your business, have that vision board that you look at right before you get ready to start those projects, or right before you get ready to start whatever it is that you're trying to do to help grow your business that day. So it helps remind you of what it is that you're working for. When you're out here setting those goals, remember to do this. Shoot for the moon. Shoot for the moon, because if you miss, you're still laying amongst the stars. But in the meantime, in between time, do me a favor. If you have any questions about what I've done, or how I've been able to accomplish the things that I've accomplished, and you just kind of want to understand how that works, by all means, reach out to me. I'm a very, very, very social person that has no problem talking to you about that kind of stuff, because I want to see everybody win. At the end of the day, I know that I can't do all the business by myself, so I don't expect to keep all of this information just to myself. I mean, I want you to win the same way that I'm trying to win myself. So if there's anything that I can impart upon you, I'm more than happy to do that. And to do that, what I need you to do is hit that like, follow, and share button. Learn from me. Grow with me. And we can tell this story to everyone. But until the next time, what I want you to do me a favor, hit that like, follow, and share. So that way you can see anytime that I'm posting any videos, you can see my journey, you can learn from me, you can grow with me, and we can go out here and get this money together. Until the next time, y'all have a good one. Peace.